Hi, Layla here with intentionalmating.com and Boo Boo's Babies. Going to talk to you a little bit about tools today and grooming. So these puppies are mini Aussie, half mini Aussie, and half mini Sheepadoodle. So their coats are probably going to need some grooming because of the doodle. They're a quarter poodle, and if they're anything like their daddy, they're going to need a lot of grooming. So we wanted to start them off with giving them baths, warm baths. I just take them in the bath with me. You can do it however you want to. I think they feel more comfortable that way. Just want to get them a positive experience with the bath, and then a little bit of blow dry. The blow dryer is a noisy sound, and if they can associate that, like have some treats handy, always carry treats. And make it a positive experience for them, give them a lot of praise, and make sure it's nice and calm. And it's good to start now with the grooming. So a warm bath and a blow dry, great. I like to use several different tools. I'm going to share the tools that I use. There's a lot of them out there. I've tried lots of things. I try to recommend what I think is easiest and durable and economical. So one of the things I love, especially during shedding time or just to get out like fur, and if these guys are going to be true doodles, they're going to have a lot of like, they're not going to shed so much, but the hair that does come off needs to be combed, and like it can get matted really easy. So this brand called Furminator, awesome. This is the cat size Furminator because Boo Boo is small and the puppy is small. And so it's got a really small curved blade comb that kind of grabs onto the hair, and it's really, you can do it on your hand. It doesn't hurt or anything like that. You don't want to like grind on it, but it has these guides on the side so you can't really hurt the dog. But what's great about this, having the cat size, I had a bigger size and I ended up giving it to a cousin with a bigger dog. It's just easier to get the legs and around the corners and things like that with the smaller dog. And so depending on how big the dog gets, you may want a small Furminator or you may want the cat size, which is what I got. It's also, I think, a little less expensive, the cat one. Another thing I use, and I use this on my own hair, this is a boar's hair bristle brush. These are very inexpensive. You can buy them at the beauty supply always, and some other stores, I think like Target might have these. I'm not sure, but the beauty supply always has these. And then you can probably order them online. But boar's hair bristles are really soft. And it's just a nice way to get them used to grooming. And when they're small, like now, their hair's all poofy and it's not very long. So just a nice little brush, and it's a nice calming thing. Also reward with treats and just kind of get them used to being combed, because as they get bigger and their coats get longer, you're going to need to do more vigorous combing. So if you can associate the combing with something really gentle and nice, this also will, since it's really fine and soft, it will straighten out the hairs. And it's also great. I use it on my own hair. It's nice and soft and it doesn't tear or pull at your hair. And it also like really good for smoothing the hair down. So these boards, I think these are like max $6 or something like that. They're really great. Boar's hair bristle brush. All right. And then we get into nails. So we definitely want to be clipping their nails. And I am a big fan of teaching people to clip nails at home. And I'll probably do another video to show you how I'm doing that. Again, the Furminator tools are pretty awesome. And they're not cheap. I think this is like 20 some bucks or whatever. But what I like about this one is it has a little lock on it. So that's open. Hold on. You squeeze it, that's closed. So when it's open, you'll notice that there's a little guide back here, and this can be adjusted. There's a little dial here that you can turn it to make it tighter so that it's not going to take off. And there's a little guide there that the nail happens to sit on, and it won't let you chop off too much. And if the dog's moving and stuff like that, you can be scared to, if you've ever cut off more of a nail and hurt your dog, it's the worst thing ever, and it scares the dog and you, and then there's blood and it's terrible. So to avoid that, this tool has worked awesome. I haven't had any incidents with that. And if you just take off a little bit at a time until you feel more comfortable with knowing where the quick is and all that, I'll do another video to show you. But this tool is really great because of this guide, and you can, for bigger dogs, you can change that guide and like loosen it to make it a little bit longer, depending on how long the dog's nails are. But it'd be a good idea to start clipping them on a regular basis, like every week to 2 weeks while they're small, so that they get used to it and they get lots of praise, and you touch their feet a lot so they're not weird about their feet being touched, or any other part of their body for that matter, their tail, all that stuff. Furminator, nail clippers, awesome. Okay. Grooming at home. I'm a huge fan also of grooming at home. Some people like to take their dog to the groomer. Totally your choice. I had 2 dogs, and taking them to the groomers was kind of a pain. It's expensive. And then with all of the stuff going on with COVID now, who knows? I did have a mobile dog groomer at one point who came to the house with like a van that had all the stuff, which is kind of neat. But I ended up learning how to do it at home. It's not that hard, and you can buy tools. You just also want to start getting them used to the grooming tool sounds, or they're going to be scared of it later. So this is a really nice detailed trimmer, and they make one specifically for dogs, but they're all the same, just as long as you get some attachments and some oil. And then I have scissors too in here for doing that. It comes with a little oil for the blade. But you just want to turn it on and get them used to the sound, and like touch them with it and treat them and make sure that they get a positive association with this thing and they're not scared of it. Otherwise you end up with problems. But grooming at home is pretty easy. And there's a lot of other videos I'm sure that people do on that, so I'm not going to show that. But these are not that expensive. Under $50, probably even less than that, you can find a nice set of clippers. And just making sure you are cleaning them frequently while you're using it, and keeping it oiled so that it doesn't get jammed up or doesn't get too hot. So you want to touch it while you're doing it. But yeah, grooming at home is cool, or you can take them to a groomer if you want to. I also like to use clean, no fragrance, or only like a light essential oil fragrance on a soap. So you want to keep the soaps free of any kind of chemicals or strong fragrances. Keep in mind your dog's sense of smell is way different than yours. It's way more sensitive. And if you're using a fragrance on there, it can be very overpowering for the dog, and they can associate that also with something negative. So I would recommend using something clean that doesn't have a smell, or that only has a very, very light essential oil smell that's like lavender, that's calming, or something like that. And washing them too much, you can wash them too much. They don't really need to be washed unless they're super dirty. They get into something really bad. But while they're small again, we want to just get them associated with being in the bath and having the spray and the blow dry so that they get comfortable. All right, so here's another tool that I like, and there's lots of leashes out there. I like harnesses, especially for babies. I don't like to restrict the neck. Boo Boo has a collar, but it's mainly just for, she's a very good leash walker. We've done a lot of leash training with her, and we'll get into that later about leash training. But in the beginning, harnesses are much easier. It's much easier to control the dog, and it's safer. It doesn't choke them and all that stuff. So this one's called the Easy Walk, and I like this one because it kind of keeps them from jumping. It's got a thing across the chest, and we'll show this later on the dog so you can see. But this one actually fits a little Snoop right now, and he's not even 7 weeks old. So I just have it on the lowest setting, and then it goes around. But there's a lot of different harnesses. I love a harness. I like this one because it does keep them from like jumping up, and it is super adjustable, which is nice. And as your dog grows, you're going to need to expand it. So having something like this is nice because you can easily change the size as they get bigger, which they will. How big? We will see. We will see. Now, did I go through all my tools? I think those are all the grooming tools for now. And there are some other things with helping with when their coats get thicker. They have these rubber scrubby bars, and I used to have one. I'm going to get another one, and it's like a rubber bar, and it has nubs on one side, little nubs, and then on the other side it has kind of like a squeege. So what's cool about that is that you can lather up your dog, and then you can kind of scrub with the little rubber nubs, and it really gets down in the soap to really clean them. And then when you rinse them off, the other side's like a squeege. So you can like literally squeegee off the water off your dog. And I need to get another one of those. I was just remembering how cool that was. They're a little small for that right now because it's kind of a big tool. However, those are awesome too for grooming if you're going to do the grooming at home. So that's all I have today for tools for grooming. And there's another video on what they're being fed that features those products if you want to take a look at that. Subscribe for more Pupdates for Boo Boo's Babies, intentional mating for your dog. If you have one of our dogs, or if you have any dog. Hopefully it's helpful to you. And let us know if you have any questions and we can be of assistance. Take care. Thanks for watching.